Well, hello everyone. My name is Jonathan. I'm calling on behalf of Carbon Solutions. We're a small business. We do R&D, software and consulting. A lot of our tools are very geospatial focused, and our kind of foundational tool called SimCCS is like CO2 pipeline routing. So in the map there, the red dots are sources of CO2. The blue dots are locations that you might store that CO2, and then the green lines are pipelines that are optimally routed. And so the software decides which sources to capture from, which sinks to deploy, and then how to get the CO2 from point A to point B. And that's kind of our foundation of the company. We've worked with a variety of different clients, have a lot of different products related to this. We use the software ourselves as consultants. And we have a lot of other tools and capabilities that have kind of emerged from this. First being our CO2, we do a lot of point source work, and so that map in the top right there, or top left, that's our CO2 point source emission database across the U.S. How much does it cost to capture CO2 from these locations? How much CO2 can you capture from it? We've got a corresponding tool there on the right, which is for CO2 storage. That's our coverage, looking at how much does it cost to store CO2 spatially. We have expanded that. It's a 1.5-year-old map maybe, but we have had our first project in Brazil, so we have a little bit of data in Brazil, as well as we're expanding to data in Europe and also up in Canada. And so that definitely is applicable to DAC. The point source data, we've also had some DAC clients that have been pretty interested in that from like a waste heat potential. So we are now also, in addition to estimating the cost in CO2 capture for these point sources, also a potential for waste heat. And then more specifically to DAC, over the past couple of years, we've been developing a tool with some DOE funding to help people site DAC, looking at a variety of different things you might care about. A big one, of course, being weather. So we just did an example here of New York because this is where we're at for this conference. But this is looking at, we have from the year 2000 to 2019, so 20 years worth of weather. If your DAC technology preferred temperatures between 1 and 15 C and between 28% relative humidity, this would be kind of your sweet spots where you might want to look if you were looking at deploying in New York. In that range, which we just kind of used for this hypothetical example, only 28% of the hours of that 20-year period were in that range. But questions that we've been answering for different clients might be taking the weather data and plugging it into some models we're developing to like what is your net capture across large areas, comparing the capture rate and kind of when the weather is favorable to when the energy sources are available. And so, for example, if you like it to be cold, but you want to, that might be favorable at night. But if you want to use solar, right, that might be an incompatibility. And then when we can combine this with our other tools that I mentioned before, you can think about, for example, is it better to site near a Class 6 well or near a transmission substation? And this is all, again, like screening level tools to help you make better decisions long term. And then I would say the last thing that we do that I wanted to mention to everybody is we do have a pretty strong stakeholder engagement and community engagement team. And depending on if your project is an idea and you just want to know, hey, I'm an engineer or a scientist, I really want to learn about what I should be doing and when for stakeholder engagement, all the way down to like implementing, engagement strategies. We offer some things in there, and a lot of our clients that we're involved with in this perspective really appreciate actually that we can offer this and the technical side as well. So that's Carbon Solutions. Again, we're a small business, and if anything I said resonates with you, please come find me. Happy to chat. So thank you.